Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at this Star Wars special action figure set, The Cave of Evil. This is a scene from Empire Strikes Back on Dagobah where Luke goes to confront Vader in that dark side cave and Yoda's kind of spectating. So I saw these at Target. I don't know if they were exclusive to Target, but I didn't really ever see them anywhere else. And they must not have sold well because they were, this one was $12 down from $40. And they had a decent amount of them. Now, you could probably guess that most of the reason was look at Luke's arms. That is horrifying. I don't know if that means he skipped arm day or if he went way too hard on arm day. I really don't know. But he does come with some nice accessories. You get a Yoda figure, you get the backpack. I'm thinking this is probably because they wanted to do a double jointed elbow so that he could reach up and hold on to the straps for the backpack. At least that's what I'm guessing. I really don't know. Taking a look on the back, it just kind of shows you the classic scene from Empire Strikes Back. And I don't know if these are supposed to look like the old figures. I think they're just vintage collection or whatever that's what they're calling it, right? Yeah, vintage collection. So I don't know, but I felt like for $12, I mean, that's what one of these costs usually. So to get 3 of them, I thought I got to take a look. The packaging is very reminiscent of that 3-pack they did for Comic-Con with the 3 different Luke Skywalkers. So I don't know if this is going to be like a thing they trot out from time to time when they have like a special pack. This doesn't have the crazy holofoils going for it though, which I really like from the Comic-Con set. Although this makes me think if they're going to do a 3-pack, give me Mando, give me Cara Dune, and give me a baby Yoda with a little pod they keep him in. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want. Make that 3-pack, Hasbro. And then I'll pay the full $40 for it. As long as Mando's arms don't look like this. Okay, let's get out of the box. Let's take a closer look. Alright, so here are the figures out of the packaging. It's funny how much larger Vader looks than the other two. I think just because of his massive flowing cape. It's really a huge cape. But he's at least a foot taller. I mean, a foot. In their terms, you know, if they were people. I would say he's a solid inch taller than Luke. Maybe even more so. I don't know why Luke is so tiny. I understand why Yoda's tiny. He had to give some of his height to his arms. I don't really know what's going on. Apparently he doesn't want to stand. So we'll put these 2 guys off to the side. And we'll take a look at Luke. The arms are just... they're not great. This is why figures this size can't really have double jointed elbows. It turns out that they're really necessary to get the backpack on and off. So I understand why they did it. It just... this thin, it looks really, really weird. Getting in close, I don't know. The Luke face, it's not great. It's not terrible. I feel like it could be worse. It could be better. But you can see it's on a ball joint, so you have decent range of motion there. I assume these shoulder joints are supposed to be able to go up and down. But because they're so thin, I can't grab onto this and use that to pull. So I can't make them move. I'm really, I feel like if I would do that, this is just going to break right off. So they spin, and you have the bicep swivel, and you have the double jointed elbows, which look really weird. And then you have some wrist movement here. He does come with some alternate hands, but I don't know that I trust to try to pull these hands out. But he's got kind of, typical, hand outstretched using the force. Just look at that. Look how weird that looks, thinking that's the palm of his hand, and he's got a weird tumor there in the palm of his hand. I would get that checked out. That's some Popeye level stuff right there. I don't know what's going on with that. This one's a little bit better, but still kind of weird. No, I lied. It's not really any better. So yeah, he's got these hands. I think they're weird because... I don't know, to try to do this much on figures this small, I don't think it works. But he does come with a lightsaber, which I think actually looks pretty good. Let's see if we can actually get this into his hand. The hand is very tightly closed, but I think we can do it. There we go. So there you go. He's holding the lightsaber. That looks pretty good. I'm okay with that. And you can see he's got a little holster there. He does come with a gun, which you could hold in the other hand, but I'm going to go ahead and put into the holster. Maybe I'm not going to put it in the holster. I did not check this ahead of time. I just assumed it would work, but it almost seems like it's too small to fit the gun with how wide it is. Because it doesn't really want to fit in there. Alright, I'm going to give this a shot, and I'll come back in a second, see if I can actually get that to fit in there. Okay, so update. No, it does not fit. The barrel of the gun is too wide to fit in that holster. And I think that's a classic case of being lazy, because this definitely looks like... I mean, I know that Luke had a similar gun to Han's at this point in Empire Strikes Back, but I feel like... Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a minute since I've really looked at it, but I know he had a little pistol like this, but make this a little bit bigger. Also, what is this? This just kind of hangs down here by the... Like, I thought maybe this was supposed to, like, clip around his leg or something like this. You know what I mean? Like you would expect it to. It doesn't really. It just kind of hangs, which I also don't remember from this movie. I feel like it's been not that long before Rise of Skywalker I watched it again, but I don't know. The lightsaber looks nice, and he holds it decently. The other thing is he comes with a lightsaber hilt, not ignited, which I think is cool. But here's what I don't get. Here is a peg out of the lightsaber. You would think that's supposed to peg into his belt. Here is a hook / peg off the belt. One of these is supposed to peg into the other one. You can't both have a peg. That's not how this works. I don't know. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Like that, maybe snags on there. I guess that kind of works, but alright, I guess that works fairly easily. It just seems weird. Why wouldn't you just have it be like a peg hole and have that peg right in there, or leave a peg hole on here and have this peg into that? I don't know why. I mean, I guess maybe you could try to put it in the holster. He's not using it for the gun. That just looks ridiculous. So, I don't know. Luke's kind of a mess. This figure is just weirdly done. I don't know. I feel like this could have taken another pass through R&D or molding or sculpting or whatever the product. I don't know how toys work, but let's look at the backpack. So it's got this little fastener straight off of a Walmart shopping cart. We will go ahead and kind of rock this back and forth until it opens. I'm going to put the one arm through. There we go. Come on. There we go. Now you kind of have to like fold this all the way up on itself to get this to kind of fit through. So for that reason, I do appreciate that it has those joints. Okay, and then we will hook him together. There we go. Okay, he's got his backpack. Now he can put his lightsaber and his gun and his hilt and his extra hands, and he's ready to go. No, I'm just kidding. It's not really meant for any of that stuff. It's meant for baby Yoda. Oh, his hands are still in there. It's going to freak Yoda out. So let's see. Does he fit in here? He actually does. He fits in here fairly decently. Is that all the way in? So, I mean, in that regard, it works. And if you want to give him kind of the pose like he's holding the straps of the backpack, that kind of works. But at the same time, it kind of just makes his arms look strange. I don't know, man. They tried, but it's weird. Let's take a look at the Yoda figure itself. Will you stand? Maybe. Alright, so here's Yoda. He looks alright. I think the molding for the head is pretty good. He's got his little bit of hair there. The only problem with this guy is there's so much fabric for his like coat / garment, whatever you want to call it. It's hard to tell how to move the figure around with the joints. I can kind of get the arms to about there. I don't know how the legs move at all. But I guess they can kick a little bit. He does have some ankle tilt, which is nice. That's pretty much all you need down here. And then just kind of move the hands about, I guess. He does have a little walking stick, which if I could get to his hand, I could probably take a look at how this works. It's too much fabric. I can't get the hand out. Can't get the hand out of there, man. Oh, wow. What did I just do? Psh, look at this. I just frayed the heck out of that. All right, moving along. Just going to snag that on a tree branch living on Dagobah. All right, can we get this open? There we go. Okay. That's not terrible, you know? I'm going to have to cut these. That really just flew right off of there. I'll fix that later. Anyway, so he's not bad. He's, again, just too much fabric. I can't tell where the figure is. Like, I remember the old toy, like, it was like molded fake figure fabric. Like, it wasn't actually cloth. It was just molded to look like cloth. I was fine with that. I think it's a decent looking figure. I think the little cane is nice, but I don't need so much fabric. I can't get to the toy underneath. That's the problem. But if you're just going to pose it somewhere, it's okay. I also don't remember Yoda having all this bling. Where did this necklace come from? Did he always have this necklace? I don't remember it. I don't know. He's okay. All right, let's check out Vader. He's, I think, by far the best figure in the set. He's got this crazy long billowing cape, which if you wanted to do kind of a like over the arms thing, you could do that. But for the most part, you kind of just want to... It's almost a little out of control, honestly. I need to kind of tame it a little bit and kind of have it lay back here. It just doesn't need to be this big. I don't really know why it's so big. You'd want it to be about like there. Like that's what you want. But it's crazy. Look at this. It's like a whole Batman thing. Anyway, the arms move. He can move up and down, unlike Luke, which is nice. Head moves side to side. Detailing on the helmet's pretty good. Nice detailing here on the chest. You have, I think this is like, it's pinned underneath the head, but you do have the like fake chain, like that's what's keeping it on. But it's a little off center on mine. It's not terrible. For the leg, he can kind of kick backwards. He's almost got like a front butt skirt, as you can see, which is usually that's in the back. But see how far back he can like kick backwards? It's weird. Also, he can't go out to the side, so it is the Hasbro what's the word I'm looking for? Motif to not have villains be able to split out to the side. I don't know why that is. They can only move front to back. Villains have no hip movement. But you can move the knees pretty normal. You have that rotation there, and then you have the tilt of the ankle. Let me put this back down. So, I mean, he's got a decent amount of articulation. I mean, it's Vader. By this time, he wasn't really doing crazy flips and stuff, so he doesn't need a ton of articulation. He's got kind of a force choking hand, which I think is cool. And then he's got the normal, just kind of gripping things hand. And he does, of course, come with a lightsaber. So you can kind of put this arm out. Make it look like he's force choking someone. And then he's got the lightsaber. He's a pretty cool figure. I actually like it a lot. Like I said, cape's just a little too out of control for me. But I feel like, you know, you could probably tame that. I don't know if you could iron this. It's kind of cloth. I feel like it's nylon, so it might melt. So maybe you don't want to do that. But I feel like with enough time, you could do something where you kind of try to tame that back. But overall, I think he's definitely the best figure. He looks normal. He's got good articulation. You know, the cloth capes are good. This one's just a little big, but otherwise, he's a fairly decent figure. So, yeah, it's not great. I think Vader's clearing away the winner of the 3-pack. Looks cool, nice articulation, good paint effects, lightsaber's good. The crazy billowy robes are somewhat good, somewhat bad. But I think overall he's a solid vintage collection figure. So if you don't already have a Vader, I think this pack's worth picking up, because if you can find it on clearance for 10 to 12 bucks at Target like I did, that's the price of one normal vintage collection figure. So if you just want to grab the Vader, I think it's worth it. Yoda's in the middle. He's not bad. I think the sculpt on the head's pretty good. Because of how bulky all the cloth is for his like garment, it's hard to get in and see where the joints are to see what articulation you have in the figure. But he's got some ankle tilt. He's got some arm movement. He comes with a cool little walking cane. He's not bad. He fits in the backpack well. So he's kind of meh in the middle. Luke is definitely a hot mess. I see what they were going for, and it's neat that he can wear the backpack and Yoda can ride around. But you can see I have to have him pitched so far forward just to stand because he's just so back heavy with Yoda. If you had like a plastic stand you could peg him into or something like that, it might work. But the arms are just such a mess. The weird hands with the like I appreciate they're trying to simulate the Force, but because of how like weird they have to put that joint in the palm of his hand, it just looks really off. The lightsaber accessory is nice, and I appreciate the idea to include the not ignited lightsaber hilt to clip onto his belt, but then it doesn't even really clip onto his belt. His gun doesn't fit into his holster. Why does the whoops? I knocked him over. Why does this like brown part of the holster just kind of trail off down here? I mean, maybe that's movie accurate, and I just don't remember. It's possible, but I don't know, man. I certainly wouldn't pay full price for this set. I'll just put that right out there. I think the Luke's kind of a hot mess. He's got some redeeming qualities. Like I said, if you could pose him something like this, it's not bad. Just have him hold the lightsaber, it's not bad. But those arms really look weird when they're fully exposed. The Vader's good. Yoda's kind of meh. But like I said, 10 to 12 bucks clearance at Target. Sure, why not? So that's going to do it for this one. Please like, share, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.